Hello, glad to have the opportunity to introduce you our Chinese education and share some of my feeling of receiving both Chinese and American education. I have been here for almost 4 years. What I have experienced and learned here are totally different from those in China. You may know little about education in China. Let me first show you a set of the pictures. This is a typical classroom in Chinese school. You see crowded, discriminant, and in great order. Totally different from the class in America, right? This is a typical Chinese people on her way to school in hurry. Have you noticed that the case she carry, believe it or not, that is a Chinese school bag intent? Why do students carry such a huge school bag to school every day? I will explain it to you later. The three measures of purpose of programs for Chinese students are summarized as produce talent early, fast, and of high quality. In Chinese, it is called 造出人才,快出人才,出好人才. So students in China are really tight, even since they are really young. Schools in China follow a system of 6 years of event intermediate education, 3 years of junior high school, and 3 years of senior high school education. The Chinese government has set the goal of achieving 9 years of universal education by the end of the century, and it has almost achieved till now. However, the admission to senior high school and to all subsequent levels of education depends on the student's score on entrance examinations. Admission to universities is possible for only a small fraction of high school graduates. Thus, the enrollment expansion this year gradually increased the amount of the college students. The limited opportunities for advanced education still produce intense competition among Chinese students. To face such fierce competition, numerous programs have been organized both in and out of school. In-school programs take place alongside the regular courses. Take Chinese pupils as an example. They have a great amount of subjects: Chinese, math, English, science, moral education, sociology, art, music, PE, and so on. Students spend more than 8 hours per school day, have 8 classes from 7:40 to 12 a.m., 2 to 6 p.m. Now you see the reason why the student in the picture above carry such a big school bag. That is not all. Out of school programs scrape up the rest of their time either in special schools or during evening and weekends at the Chinese regular schools. And accordingly, parents always pay high tuition in order to not let their children leave behind. Enforced to um, educate children outside of school hours are predominantly of two major types. The one is Olympic schools, which concentrate on academic training in mathematics, physics, and so on. The other is the children's places, which offer long-term, short-term, night, weekend, and holiday programs in a wide of subjects including music, dance, foreign languages, and modern building, so on and so forth. Under great pressure, today's Chinese students, especially pupils, suffer suffered from both in-school heavy studies work and out of school programs to make sure they develop comprehensively. Accordingly, almost all those who can in the university have received such intellectual education above and before enrollment. They have devoted themselves to hard study. Therefore, they are good at getting high marks on mathematics, physics, and so on. Yes, Chinese students are really good at math because we start learning math since very early, yes, kindergarten or even earlier. However, we are not of the chance to practice skills in real world. Those have neither social experience. I do realize that how important it is to have your own idea after having classes in American. What impressed me deeply is the totally different class style. In the class here, students are far less than those in China. They sit in circle to interact with each other at any time. Unlike Chinese students sit in line, almost from the platform to the very back of the classroom, in great order as we can see the picture. What's more, teacher in Chinese always stand on the platform. Teach, teach, teach. Students who want to answer the question must raise their hand up. We call that discriminate. Where in American, teacher stand stand keep standing there. They move around the class to solve students' questions. Yes, seems different. Which one is better? Ask a question or answer a question. If only they could be combined together. As you can see, there's a huge gap on education between America and China, but we can't say which one is right or wrong. This is just some feeling of the one who has received two different kinds of education. And thanks for giving me the opportunity to introduce our Chinese education. Thank you.